Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So I know I am a little bit early. There's so much to tell you guys, and I didn't want to take up all of our crafting time, so I thought I would pop on a few minutes early. So many of you guys have sent me text messages, sent me emails asking how Hank is doing. He definitely was bitten by a brown recluse spider. I know I'm not saying that right, so I definitely apologize, but he was bitten by a very poisonous spider. We have no idea how or where he got into the spider at. We do live in the desert, so it could be anywhere, and we live around dirt fields and stuff. So whenever we're on our walks, he could have gotten it. He could have gotten it really anywhere. So the vet, he went back today. The wound is really bad and really deep, but they have not assured us, but they are pretty hopeful that he won't lose his paw, thank goodness. If you want pictures, definitely text me and I'll send you pictures. I know I've sent quite a few pictures to some friends who have asked about him. It's pretty gruesome, so Facebook probably wouldn't allow me to post those. They would block them. But he is on the mend, thank goodness. It was pretty scary there for a while, but thank goodness all of your guys' prayers. Hank is hopefully on the mend and will not lose his paw. We have an appointment next Tuesday as well. So the wrap has to stay on for a full week because she packed it with a lot of good things, I'm assuming. I don't really know what she packed it with, but anyway, that's the story about Hank. And the new year, I had to work the next day. I had to work today at 4 a.m., so I went to bed at 6:45 last night. So I didn't really do anything for the new year. Hopefully today's Tuesday. I think today is Tuesday. So hopefully you guys are having a less crazy of the last 2 weeks than me because my life has been upside down. Good evening, Teresa, Mary, Valerie, Stephanie. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. So today's card, oh, it's almost 7. I shouldn't talk about today's card, but that's okay, I will. So today's card is all about celebration. So I pulled in some of the designer series paper that is offered in our celebration. And I always am a little like leery, not leery. I want to use both sides of the paper, but I really don't know how sometimes. And I'm going to show you guys how to make a super fun fold. I would say it's a fun fold, super easy fun fold. And you can see both sides of the designer series paper. So I'm super excited to show you guys that. Good evening, Heather. Thank you. I know you actually have an alarm set for 7 when I go live, but I went a little bit early because I wanted to tell everybody the process or the progress of Hank. Anyway, let's get crafting, even though it is just now 7 o'clock and we don't have to wait for a few minutes. So here is the set I'm going to be using. I'm just going to make sure we are live on Facebook. And of course, I actually went scrapbooking over the weekend and I had so much fun. I have not scrapbooked since I started Stampin' Up! Years and years ago. So I am now trying to find, there it is. Okay, I think we're good and live now. Hopefully my volume's not on and I don't scare everybody. But this is the set I'm going to be using. This is in the new catalog that's just coming out. So many of you guys have already gotten your catalog and probably have seen this. It is a bundle. I am not using the punch with this card, not today, but I am using the sentiments. I love how it has the Mr. and Mrs. I hope your day is filled with joy, sending you lots of love and hugs with sincere sympathy. And unfortunately, I do need a sympathy card. So that's kind of what drew me to this. But the card that I'm going to be making, you can use any one of these sentiments. And let's eat cake. So that's the stamps that I'm going to be using. And this is the designer series paper. It's called Flight and Airy. So I know one of my friends, Linda, she does not like birds. So I'm pretty sure she isn't going to get this paper, but they are pretty birds. So that's why I decided to use it. And if you don't like the birds, you can always use the other side. Look how gorgeous that is. It reminds me of like going to a tea party and your tea cup and coaster has that pattern on it. I don't know why that reminds me of it, but it's so pretty on both sides. Lots of tempting, not tempting turquoise. I always say that, Lost Lagoon. So this is the designer series paper I'm using, and you can get it free with a $50 order. So considering that it's free designer series paper, you could make so many of these cards, and it wouldn't cost you anything but the cardstock. So you're going to flip it up and you're going to see both sides of the designer series paper. Usually the back side opens, but it doesn't this time. It's just this little flap on the inside. And I used with Sincere Sympathy. I didn't realize until I went online and looked that these guys are on back order until I think February. So they're not going to be available once the catalog goes live. That was a few days ago. I haven't been on to check, so it might have come back, but I'm not 100% sure. But I still went ahead and pulled them in. Okay, so now let's talk about the paper that you need. So before I went live, I did, hello, Darlene, and Lisa, welcome. So before I went live, I went in and put layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, just hopefully to make it a little bit easier. So this is layer 1. This is a piece of Lost Lagoon, and it is 5.5 by 4.25. So this is a normal card base size, but it's just quarter of the sheets. I have a piece of our basic white, and this is 4 by 5.25. So this is layer number 2. And I did emboss it, and I did put next to it, emboss this layer. Our next layer is layer 3, and this is 4.25 by 3.25. Our fourth layer, I have to make sure I'm counting right, this is a designer series paper. It's 4 inches by 6 inches, and it is double-sided. And then this little piece is our 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth layer. And this piece is 3 3/4. Hold on, I have to get my little handy dandy ruler. 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. I was right. I should second guess myself. So those are the only pieces you need to create this fun card. I did put in the dimension to score this at 3. I didn't score this at 3. I literally just folded it over and pressed it down with my finger and then grabbed my bone folder and creased it. So if you want to take the extra step and score it, you definitely can, or you can just fold it in half. It's pretty thin paper, not super thin, but you can definitely fold it by itself. So really all we have to do is layer these pieces together. That is how easy this card is to put together. So you can use your adhesive of choice. I like the Tombow. It is, Darlene, very pretty paper. And even if you're not a fan of birds, you can use the other side. So I'm going to lay that one down. I'm going to take layer number 3, put adhesive on the front or the back. It's the same. I don't know why I always flip it over. There we go. Now this one is different. We don't want the birds being upside down. So just make sure when you're cutting your designer series paper, if it's directional specific, that you're cutting it the correct way. So I want my birds facing up. So I am going to flip it over and add adhesive to the back. And I'm going to set this right in the inside. Hopefully it's even. Just going to hold that down for a hot second. We can flip this up, and this piece is layer number 5. And this is going to go on the inside. So you have somewhere to write your sentiments. There we go. And in the stamp set, it has this little tiny heart right here. I went ahead and put the heart right on the inside. You could even put them around layer number 2 if you wanted to. I just wanted a smidgen of a heart right on the inside. There's that. And then I am going to bring in a scrap piece of our basic white. I did not put this in the description, and it's a little bowed, so I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to stamp with sincere sympathy. And like I know I just had my little trimmer, I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to line it up at the 2.5-inch mark, but I feel like I need to cut a smidgen off this side. So this piece can be really whatever size sentiment you're using. There we go. I think that looks good. Come in with some dimensionals. I'm going to set that off to the side so I don't get my finger in it. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. And now, depending on what kind of designer series paper you have, if you have a design on it, I'm going to try not to cover up all the birds. So I'm just going to put this, I kind of think I like it a little cockeyed, but I think I'm going to put it in the center. There's that. And then I'm going to bring in some of my gems and find my take your pick tool. Oh, that has the wrong end on it. It's literally was just, oh, there it is. It's on the other side of my desk. So I'm going to grab one of these guys and I'm just going to put it right at the bottom. Then I'm going to grab one that is floating the other direction. And I'm just going to put it up right at the top. So there you go. That is how easy this card is to put together. We're actually using this side of the designer series paper in card class on Saturday. I got home from work today and I was able to crank out one full set of cards. So I have 2 sets done, so I have to design the other 2 sets. So I just went in and cut some of the designer series paper. This one has the fun design on that side. So we'll put this one together really quick. Thank you, Darlene. It's super quick and easy, and if you're using the Heartfelt Hexagon, you can really use all of the sentiments in this one design. So I think it's very versatile, and that's what I like. I like being able to use what I have and make multiple cards. So there's that. Let's bring this in and let's hope this one works with the direction is actually on both sides of the designer series paper. And I need a little bell on my bone folder and take your pick tool. Oh, actually, I think that's going to work out perfect. Oh, look at that bird. It happened to be right in the center. That is perfection. I don't think I could have done that again if I tried. Yes, Pam, it definitely does. If you haven't seen it in person, it is definitely pretty. And let's change up the sentiment so we can, let's eat cake. Let me take this off. I actually think I made sure that this would fit on the scraps that I had here, and it does. Okay. I thought I did. This was actually my Thursday's Facebook Live when I had to go pick Hank up. So this is what I was supposed to do last Thursday. Let's trim this off. And there's actually another design using this same concept. So maybe I'll make that one this Thursday. So it'll kind of the same concept, but just a little bit different. Oh, that is so stinking cute. Love it. Okay, put some dimensionals on the back. And I think I am just going to tuck that right to the side. Let's eat cake. You should probably stamp before you glue this in case you get a little halo, you can flip it over. And I'm going to be a little bit wild, and I'm going to put some hearts in each corner. Who doesn't love some hearts, right? No pun intended. Put that right there. Perfect. Love it. Okay, let's do one more. Actually, that's all I have left is one more. So that worked out good. So I'm using this designer series paper. So I've already, and you can use whatever embossing folder you have. I need to write the names on my embossing folder so I know the names when I do my lives. I can tell you the exact one that I used. Don't these go together super quick? And if you're cutting it 4 by 6, you can get 6 of these cards out of one sheet of designer series paper. And there are 12 sheets per pack. So what's 6 times 12? 48? I don't know. Whatever it is. You can make a lot of cards. Let's do, I don't know which one I want to do on this one. Should I do sympathy or should I do birthday? I will glue, I'll put my hearts on the inside and you guys tell me what I should do. And I think I'm just going to do 2 hearts. There we go. And while I wait for you guys' response, I forgot to put the little gems on this guy. And wouldn't you know, my take your pick tool has disappeared again. So all else fails, let's use our fingernail. So this one I'm going to put right there. And this one I'm going to put right there. There we go. So there's that. Let's glue this on here. 72. Thank you, Pam. I wasn't far off. I was trying to do math in my head and talk at the same time. So gotta give me a smidgen of credit. Okay, let's do with sympathy. I'm going to stamp this in a little bit farther over to the right. So when I trim it off, I don't have to trim both sides. There we go. Put some dimensionals on the back. And this one, I think I'm going to put up top so I don't cover up the birds on the bottom. Grab some of your gems. They're a little sharp, so don't use your fingernail unless you have to, because it's getting under my nail. There we go. So there you go. There are your cards for tonight. I hope you like them. Hopefully you recreate them. I think any of our designer series paper would look absolutely gorgeous with these. This is just the one that I had picked to do for tonight. So there you go. Hopefully you like them. Thank you so much for all of the hearts and good evening, Jessica. I just saw that you logged on. So thanks so much for joining me and thank you so much for everybody's love and support and sending me messages about Hank. I will definitely keep you updated. Thursday will be another Facebook Live. So I will see everybody on Thursday. And then Friday, the catalog goes live if that's the 4th. Thursday might be the 4th. Today's the 2nd. So it actually might be Thursday the catalog goes live. Okay, anyway, we will chat with you soon and have a great new year and a happy, happy new year. See you soon. Bye-bye.